So now I want to show you guys a few volume indicators that can be really powerful if you know how to use them. And I will also talk about the different settings you can change to potentially improve the indicators. And by the way, all of these indicators you can find in TradingView, and some of the indicators are free and some of the indicators you need a paid plan. But if you want to try out TradingView Premium for free for 30 days, I do have a special link that you can find both in the description of this video and in the top comment of this video. So make sure to use that link, because if you then decide to upgrade, you will also get a $15 bonus. But the very first indicator I want to show you guys, let's open this one up. So to do this, we want to go up here to the indicators tab in TradingView, and now we simply want to search for volume, because the first indicator I want to show you guys is the standard volume indicator. So let's open this one up, and now as you can see, multiple volume bars has appeared here at the bottom of the screen. And later on, I'm actually gonna show you guys how we can change the settings here of the volume indicator to potentially improve it and make it easier to read. But first of all, let's just take a look at how to actually read and understand this volume indicator. So first of all, as you can see, we have for every single candle here, we have a volume bar. So for example, for this green candle, we have a volume bar right here. For the next green candle, we have a volume bar, and so on and so on. For this red candle, we have a volume bar. And if you want to read the exact volume for a specific candle, so let's say we want to read the volume for this green candle right here, then you simply want to look up here in the upper left corner. So for example, for this volume bar, you can see that we had 552 million volume. If we instead move to a day with less volume, so for example this day right here, you can see we had 173 volume. On this day we had 374 volume, and so on and so on. And what you also of course can notice is that the volume bars will have the same color as the day here. And remember, we think about green volume bars as how many buyers are supporting the move, and we think about red volume bars as how many sellers are supporting the move here. But let's take a look here and see if we can find any interesting development. Well, here for Nvidia, we can actually see something very interesting. So you can see here, we actually had a significant resistance. Why was this resistance significant? Well, you can clearly see that here we had a very strong reaction, and also look down to the volume, very high volume bar. So this is a significant reaction. We saw another reaction right here, not as much volume, but still a clear reaction of the resistance. Once again here, we had some slight reactions, not a lot of volume, so this is not too significant. But what I want you guys to pay attention to is when the price broke out, you can actually see in this case we saw a massive breakout, and we even had a gap here. A gap is a very strong, in this case, a very strong movement towards the upside. But look down to the volume when this happened. We saw a massive spike in volume. And remember from earlier in the course, this means that, or this high volume makes the breakout more significant, and also makes the following uptrend more likely to occur. And as you can see, after this breakout, we actually saw a massive move towards the upside. But now guys, let's actually take a look at how we can change the settings of the volume indicator to potentially improve it and potentially make it easier to read. So let's go up here to the upper left corner and press on settings. Here we have a few inputs. So if we go to style here, you can first of all see that we have the normal volume, growing is green, falling is red. But one setting we can choose here is that we can choose to have a moving average of the volume. So if we check this one, and let's actually also make the line a bit bigger, and now let's go down here and press OK. Now you can see that we have a blue line. You can see we have a blue line on the volume indicator. And this blue line is basically a moving average of volume. And I think that right now it's based on, the moving average is based on 20 volume bars. So if we look at, for example, this point on the volume, you can see that this blue part right here basically tell us what was the average volume of the last 20 days, and so on and so on. And we can actually go back here to the settings tab. Let's say we want to change the length of the moving average. For example, a common length here is 14, because many momentum indicators like, you know, the RSI and even the ATR and so on tends to use 14, or in other words 2 weeks here when we are on the daily time frame to make its calculations. So let's actually change to 14 here. And now you may wonder, you know, how, well, it's nice that we can have moving average on the volume, but how can we actually use this? Well, one could argue that you can use this, you know, to easier see the trends in volume. So for example, right here, remember that when we see a downtrend, what we want to see on the volume, if we are a bear or if we want the price to continue, is that we want the volume to rise, because more volume means more conviction for the sellers. But here you can actually see that the volume was falling during this part. And when we see falling volume, this means that we are seeing pretty much less and less sellers supporting the move. And this is an indication that we are talking about a potential reversal to the upside. And we can see that Nvidia actually eventually reversed here. So if you want to, you can use the moving average of the volume to sort of easier see trends in volume. But for me personally, I'm actually not using the moving average. I have a pretty easy time to see trends in volume without it. But if you are new when it comes to volume, it can, you know, help out a bit visually. But I'm just gonna keep the volume just like this. To learn about the rest of the volume indicators and access our full volume trading course, simply click or tap on the screen right here. I hope I will see you all in the full course very, very soon.